Everybody, thanks for tuning in to OpenDoors.la. I am your writer and host, Ethan Cancula, and today I am joined with DJ Cody Cordova. How's it going, Cody? Cool. So tell me a little about yourself. Where are you from?
So originally I grew up in Sacramento, that's Northern California. I went to Cordova High School, which is coincidentally, I got the same last name.
Yeah.
That was a very fun experience.
Everyone probably thought you were like the principal's kid or something with that.
Yeah, everyone asked, they're like, do you own the city? Like, what's your family? That was definitely a fun time for me. I grew up classically trained violinist. I played the violin. I did wushu, which is like China's national sport. It's like kung fu. I've always been involved in activities. I'm very grateful that my parents
You're like a super athlete, dude. Doing like martial arts and stuff. That's crazy.
A little more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently been putting myself on running a mile every day, and that's just been I've been feeling peak.
Mm-hmm. So, Bicycle Man, right? Your new album that just came out.
Today was the my
Okay.
bicycle mix. Yes, sir.
So who is the Bicycle Man? That's what I wanted to know. The guy who's kind of like the star of like the art album, right? That's pretty cool. Who is that?
That is Albert Hoffman, who is he synthesized LSD and he self-dosed himself like 250 micrograms, which is a pretty solid acid dose. That's like 2 to 3 tabs on the street stuff. But he self-administered that stuff, and then he went for a bike ride because World War II, nobody's driving their cars, all that stuff after the war. So he's riding his bike, and he's like having the most phenomenal acid trip of his life. He's like looking at clouds, and he's like, there's like time dilations, there's like angels playing like horns coming out of this. Like he was having a good time.
Seriously seeing the craziest thing. But that's so funny that like the first thing he needs to do is go on a bike ride. And like what an experience that must have been for him, for sure.
Yeah, so that was April 19th. So every April 19th is Bicycle Day. So like I said, on that day, I chose to drop some tabs and I recorded a mix, and that's the mix.
And that's kind of the outcome. It's a great outcome, man. I listened to it. I was really, really satisfied with the way it was making me feel and move, which was, everything you want out of music nowadays, for sure. So do you feel like you're a different musician than making Bicycle Mix? Do you feel that you're a different musician than the musician who was kind of making Flow In, or even back to like 2012 with like Bubblegum Bow, when you were like, a lot younger? Like, do you feel different?
I feel okay. So I feel like I'm not like a different musician. I feel like I've always been the same musician. I just now have a lot more experience and years on top of it. So pretty much you can kind of like map out my music production career. Like obviously in the beginning, I was making what I was getting influenced by. So Bubblegum Bow, I think, is like one of my first, I think it is the first EDM track I've ever made. So I was brand new, I think, to the electronic scene. I just started raving. So I was hearing a lot of like hardstyle and house and stuff like that. I didn't really know what I was hearing, so I just tried to replicate that sound. And for some reason, like, my young self just liked hardstyle. So over the years, as I progressively gotten better and better as a producer, I had learned like better mixing and mastering techniques. I have listened to more genres of music, like got a more open-ended idea of what, like EDM is, what all these different genres are. As I've just gotten better and like leveled up, as the gamers say, I've just been able to make more different styles of music. Because I never went into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to just make this one style of music. As I grew and expanded, I've always tried new things. I like to challenge myself. Like if there's something I've never made before, I'll be like, yo, I'm going to try to make this song today. Like, let me listen to these artists and then try to make that. And like, I'll probably just stay in my vault of unreleased songs. But like I'm rebranding from dubstep to house and techno. So like in my dubstep and hip hop days, I have like a ton of genres of tracks, like hip hop, rap, R&B, freaking dubstep, drum and bass, like glitch hop, like so many different things under my arsenal. And I think that's like what really makes a well rounded producer, you know, is to be able to tackle any genre you want. Like say for like a music sync or something, say a big music like movie company hits me up. They're like, hey, can you make me like a 125 BPM pop track? I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I can't do that because all I make is house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can do
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But for right now, as I've got to where I'm at now, which is I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I think I can make I can make a pretty danceable beat. I'm gonna kill it with the house and techno. Like I think I found my real thing.
So, what are some of your external influences? Like, you know, whether that's like your environment or friends or traveling.
Okay, so when I typically don't get writer's blocks, like a lot of my friends I know who just stick to like producing one genre, I notice they'll get writer's blocks or creative ruts or whatever. And I'm like, I've never really gotten that because if I've ever went into my FL studios and I don't feel like producing, I obviously wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would
Totally.
try something different or do something that like needs to be done. You know, there's always something that can be done, and it's like you don't have to force things. Like if you're like, oh man, I've been making house songs for so long, like make a techno track or make like something, you know, a little different or kind of in the same realm.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually, if I do get into like a creative rut, I love to travel. I love to go outside. I love to see new things,
Mm-hmm.
especially to like be out in nature, like going on like a waterfall hike or like going rock climbing. I definitely love rock climbing for sure. Tricking, like I'll hit some flips, you know, work out. Some people influence of mine, actually my brother, my older brother, shot by Kyle, he's actually one of the largest influences I have. He moved to LA in 2010 and he was able to turn tricking, martial arts tricking into
Mm-hmm.
something like people around the world were doing it, but it wasn't really recognized professionally, like in jobs, like people were hiring stuff. He kind of like paved the stepping stones and he was like the first tricking choreographer that he did on a job. And he was also, him and his best friend were able to be the trickers for the Justin Bieber Purpose Tour for 2 years.
Wow. That's crazy. And then you said that's your older brother that got to go and do that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. Is he a fan of your music?
Yeah, he
That's
loves
cool.
it. Funny enough, he actually taught me how to make music. He put me on to FL Studios years ago, and then fast forward, like now he's coming and asking me for tips.
We also live in a crazy time right now, and I just kind of wanted to know, like, how, if at all, you are able to kind of, I guess, mix together or overlay your activism with your music. Is that something that you do or have thought about, or I don't know?
So yeah, so right now before the coronavirus and everything struck, when we were getting ready for the rebrand, I was making a bunch of tracks, just getting ready for the house transition, you know, making a lot of tracks that people dance for. But after everything happened and we're seeing everything come to light, like I've been using my social media as like a platform to just spread awareness, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
share donation links to like families who've been affected or for like bail or like right now I think in my Instagram bio I have like 75 things like white people can do right now, and it's like I'm specifically targeting white people because of course I want everybody to do these things, but like the situation is like clearly, you know, like I forgot who was the person who said it. They said that like, so there's obviously a white supremacist problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like white people need to stand up extra hard and tough because this is low key like a white people like inner problem that's affecting everybody else. You know, I don't want to say like it's not anybody else's problem. You know, this is affecting everybody, but like white people like standing up to their families, standing up to their city hall, standing up to their state government, standing up to the federal government, like that's gonna make a strong impact. Not like discrediting anybody
Mm-hmm.
else's voices, but like, you know, we are the ones who are causing like so much issues across like systemic racism, like real estate, you know, like job hiring, like discrimination, like all this stuff. Like we need to have a complete rehaul and like just relearning. We need like a deconstruction of what's currently like wrong with society and the world. And we just need like love, and we need like learning and compassion. And obviously that's not happening fast enough because we're still seeing like tragedies and atrocities committed by police or just people to people, you know, which is really saddening to me because I don't think that people realize that at the end of the day, when you strip everything away, all the common man has, like all the common people, not the wealthy and stuff, all we have is each other.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're all human beings, man. And
Yeah,
I think at every age, you know, you're still learning. You're learning something new every day. That's so
exactly.
true. And you know, learn from each other. Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Cody. Go check out that list on his Instagram. That 75 things that white people can do right now. Go to
Yeah,
his Instagram at Real Cody Cordova.
yay.
Check it out. Yeah, check out his Twitter too at Real Cody Cordova. I'm Ethan K. Kula. Thank you guys so much for joining me over at
Yeah. Girl,
OpenDoors.la.
rock
Oh, and the
and roll.
grill game's strong. Okay, okay. All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.